Hi, folks. Kelly DeVoll with SHN Sports here, up at Georgetown High School coach's office, and I've got with me a face that may be familiar to some of you, Coach Mike Adams, new to the staff, lifetime Longhorn,
Yes, sir.
and one of the great Longhorn receivers of all time. I'm sorry I harp on that. I'm a Horn fan, man. There's only two guys in UT football history that have more all-purpose yards than this guy, and that's Ricky Williams
Yes, sir.
and Vince Young.
Yep.
That's pretty good company to be in.
Leaving out Earl Campbell, I think. Actually.
No, that's right. Earl Campbell and Vince Young.
Earl Campbell and Ricky.
And Ricky,
Earl Campbell,
yeah. Not Vince Young. Forget Vince Young.
Yeah.
Pretty good company.
That is those guys, especially being a receiver and those guys
Yeah.
being running backs and they touched it
Yeah.
all the time. I just had to take advantage of opportunities.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you sitting with us and talking a little bit today. Welcome to
Thank
Eagle
you.
Nation.
I appreciate that.
We're glad to have you.
Glad to be here. It's been a great run thus far.
Well, what brought you to Georgetown?
I think God did for one, but just a lot of circumstances that happened, man, because we were on our way to Dallas, actually.
Really?
Yeah, man, got offered a job at DeSoto, and some things just kind of happened with that, just kind of mysteriously. And, the Georgetown opportunity kind of presented itself twice. And, when something comes around the second time, it's like, man, I think you need to take that.
Right. Yeah. God saying something.
Right. Yeah. And, man, it's been a great move since. My family, we lived in Hutto for a long time,
Right.
and just made an easy transition from Hutto to Georgetown, and it's just been a great place with kids being set up in the school district, and just obviously the coaching staff and administration of school, and really the community support, man. I mean, just starting to really see how all that kind of works, and Georgetown's a great place.
It is, man. We moved here in 1998, and I tell people all the time, I travel the country and get to meet folks all over the place. I tell them all the time,
Right.
I'll be buried in this town.
And
I love this
I've
town.
been in Austin for a long time. Went to
Right.
school here, and Georgetown's never a place I thought about.
Right.
Coached against them, seen them in different competitions, but now just being on that side and being in the culture, it's like, man,
Now you're one of us.
I've been missing out for a long time. Hey, EFND till I
Eagle
die.
Flight never dies. Well, good. So you're coaching the receivers?
Yes, sir. Coaching the receivers.
So far, I know it's early in the practices. What's your impression?
I like our bunch. We got a good nucleus of guys, a good junior core. Got a couple of good seniors on the outside. I think we have the chance to be pretty good. I mean, we're just getting better day by day, and I think guys can keep growing and practicing hard. I think we'll open some eyes up.
I saw one of those guys stepping up in a leadership role today, Isaiah Fillmore.
Yes, sir.
Stepping up, coaching some of the younger guys.
Yeah,
What's your impression of Isaiah? It looks like he's put on some muscle this summer.
Yeah, he looks good. When I first met him and came over this summer here in July, I mean, he looks good. Like you said, showing that leadership role, very unselfish, and I think he'll be a guy that we're going to depend on this year.
Right.
Him and Corey Coleman, another senior that, big playability, somebody we're going to expect to step up and make plays for us. And I like our junior core of kids. I mean, we got a good bunch.
I got to coach Corey at Pop Warner,
Mhm.
and this group is my last group of kids that I
Okay.
got to coach in Pop Warner. So I got a couple of kids, and it's fun to watch them actually really be coached. I didn't do much coaching. Yeah.
Yeah, and I left out a senior, Brayden Wilson. He looks real good. Looks real good. Tall kid, lanky, real good football sense and understanding. So I think he'll be a guy that we can also depend on for some leadership.
So you got 5 or 6 kids to.
I do.
filling those gaps.
In my opinion, I have about 5, 6 to 7 kids. 3 seniors and about 4 to 5 underclassmen that I think can really make us a strong receiving corps.
So Georgetown in the past has run a lot of 3 and 4 wides, and talk about the value of having that number of kids when you're running 3 and 4 wides and keeping them fresh for the game.
Very important because I mean you have depth as a core, but you would like even more depth at the individual receiver spots. But if you have about 5 to 6 receivers that you can funnel in and out of a game, I mean that just puts a lot of pressure on the defense, especially for what that particular offensive system is trying to do.
Right.
You got to have that many receivers if you're trying to play fast and move the ball down the field. Gone are the days of having one main guy and kind of a complimentary guy.
Right.
I mean it's gonna be tough for you as an offense.
Yeah, because if you have that now, you're going to get beat.
Oh yeah, we double that main guy, and you hope that your complimentary guy can come through and make plays for you. And even make an additional play, but for the whole entire game, that's gonna be tough. But if you got 4 or 5 guys you got to cover, that's gonna be tough on our defense.
So I'm seeing out there Coach Griffin has been kind enough and gracious enough to let us come to practices, and not only do you have some skill, but you got some size.
Oh yeah. I mean, I just from the receiver corps. I mean, guys that are 6', 6'2.5", 6'3", and Braden Wilson. I mean, got some tall, lanky receivers that can run, and a little bit of physical stature on them, and physical. And my guys in the slot. I mean, they're pretty physical guys. One of my kids was newcomer of the year in basketball. Wow. Cade. I mean, he's pretty good, pretty savvy across the middle. Tyler Fithian, Brandon. All three of those guys interchangeable for the most part, but very solid receivers, pretty quick, pretty athletic. Just looking forward to the season getting started with them.
So I asked Coach Griffin and Coach Beatty both the same question. So I ask you. I know you got some stuff that's really exciting you, and I know that there's probably a concern. What's the thing that you're looking at that you just get really excited about, and what's your concern?
If I had to choose one, I think because you see practice, and obviously when you're going against your own teammates, sometimes you can get blinded by the success you may have in practice.
Right.
I guess when the games start and the pads are on for real and you're going against opponents, I guess the bright lights on Friday is totally different. So and we got a lot of youth here. A lot of guys are young, so you just wonder if they're going to be able to step up and carry over that confidence they may be building now into a Friday night. So that's always a concern of coach.
I guess even if they've had some success at freshman level or JV level, playing in front of 8, 10, 12,000 people is different.
A lot different. I mean that Friday night, once again, you can do it at freshman level, you can do it on JV when no one's watching, but Friday night when you get those 5 to 10,000 people coming out to the stands, I mean, it's a lot different. Those balls, for whatever reason, look a lot smaller when they're in the air, and the brights are a little bit lighter, and sometimes you just tend to forget those assignments. So,
there is something to Friday night lights.
Oh yeah, and a lot of it's experience, and it makes you really appreciate those kids that can step on the stage as a freshman or sophomore and play on a Friday night.
Right,
man, that's huge.
So how difficult is the transition going from one coaching staff to another coaching staff? Is it difficult at all, or is it pretty smooth?
It can be difficult, but I think it comes to this staff here, and some of the guys have been here for 10, 12 years.
Right. Yeah.
And then you have guys like myself and 2 other guys, maybe 3 other guys that are first year guys here. So it makes a guy like myself who's new here kind of adapt to the culture easy. Because the guys that are here, man, they're so good, and they understand coaching, and they understand when a new guy comes in, and it's not like hey, here go the expectations here. It's just kind of, you can just kind of see the way everybody just kind of goes about the business. Just makes it a lot easier for transition.
So as one of the new guys coming in, in my industry that I was in, culture's super important. Culture's super important in a football program. How do you describe the culture of this Georgetown football?
Man, and talking to my wife, and I'm just kind of like, man, the staff, we're all just, we just all kind of click. I mean, you got guys that are very experienced to guys with very little experience, and you got a bunch of guys in the middle, and we all just seen a mesh. Guys, I feel like genuinely like each other, and it really starts there. I mean, just a genuine like and respect for each other, because
that matters.
Matters a lot. Because I've been on staffs where, sometimes you have guys that don't like this guy, or you got something going on over here, and jealousy and things like that. And man, it's not good. You can't talk about culture in the locker room when the culture within the staff is not good.
That's important. So full pads are coming. Guys are going to start knocking heads. What are you looking for?
Honestly, for everybody to be safe and no one get hurt. I mean, can't afford to really lose anybody at this point, but got a game in 2 weeks. Yeah. Got a scrimmage next week, and everything starts off August 30th. So, guys want to hit. They're anxious to hit, but man, let's keep everybody safe and remember who the real opponent is.
Right.
So I just want to make sure everybody's safe.
Well, Coach, we appreciate your time. Welcome again, like I said, to Eagle Nation. We're glad to have you here. And if SHN Sports can ever do anything for you, just let us know.
Definitely. Appreciate you guys for all you do, and it's pretty good tradition. That's just another one of the traditions. You guys being here and broadcasting games and things like that. haven't been in a place that's done that. I've been in some pretty good places. You know, I've been in Maynard, you know, pretty good, you know, football place, and Vandegrift, and you know, you guys are just real tight knit. You know, everything you do, so it kind of has a college feel,
right?
On a smaller level.
Well, it's all we know, and the high school I went to was like that. You know, right. I went to Port Neches Groves High School in Southeast Texas.
Little Southeast powerhouse.
Yeah. A lot of fun.
PNG.
It's fun to be around. My last child graduated in 2016, but it's still fun to be around the program and talk football.
No, it's very exciting, man. You like those towns and situations where, you know, that you always hear, you know, the town closes down on Friday night. Man, I know Georgetown's a little big of a town. I mean, the whole town's not going to close down, but we know where a lot of people will be when there's a game here. Any type of athletic event. I mean, they're here all the time, so the support is just unbelievable.
Well, Coach, we appreciate your time. I know you got some stuff you got to do. We appreciate you taking the time. Folks, you can check out our videos on SHNSports.com or on our YouTube network. Search for SHN Sports and subscribe, and you get all the updates for all the SHN Sports happenings that are going on. Once again, I'm Kelly DeVoll with SHN Sports. Coach Mike Adams, lifetime Longhorn. I know I keep saying that, but I'm trying not to be a giddy school.
Can never say it enough. Never say it enough. Love repping the burnt orange. Love repping the big blue. GT DNA.
Thanks, folks. Appreciate you joining us, Coach. Thank you so much. Appreciate your time.
Appreciate you.
Take care, folks.